Maya Patel stared at her phone, rereading the Hinge message for the third time. Can't wait to finally meet you tonight. Reservations at Rosewood at 8. You're going to love it. Ryan seemed perfect. Almost suspiciously perfect. Harvard MBA. Consultant at McKinsey. Ran marathons. Loved dogs. Close to his family. The kind of profile that made Maya skeptical at first, until 3 weeks of non-stop conversation wore her down. Every day started with good morning texts and ended with late-night voice notes. Their chemistry felt effortless, the kind that made time disappear. By the second week, she caught herself smiling at her phone like an idiot. Don't get too excited, her roommate Jess said from the doorway, watching Maya lean closer to the mirror as she applied a third coat of mascara. You always do this. You build them up in your head, and then they show up and they are secretly dating their ex or have a weird obsession with crypto. Ryan is different, Maya said, lips pursed in concentration. I have a good feeling about this one. You had a good feeling about the last 3. This time it's real. Jess snorted but said nothing else. Maya checked her reflection one more time. The black dress fit perfectly. The red heels made her legs look longer than they actually were. Her hair, miraculously, had decided to cooperate. She looked good. More importantly, she felt good. Hopeful in a way she hadn't felt in a long time. She ordered an Uber at 7:45, giving herself a cushion for Valentine's Day traffic. The app pinged almost immediately. Silver Toyota Camry. License plate 4HJK892. Driver, Claire. The car pulled up right on time. Maya slipped into the backseat, already opening her phone to text Ryan that she was on her way. Rosewood on Madison, the driver asked. Yes, thank you, Maya said, glancing up at the rearview mirror. The driver was a woman around her age, maybe mid-30s, with dark hair pulled into a neat ponytail. Her face looked tired, the kind of tired that sleep didn't fix. They merged into traffic. Maya's attention drifted back to her phone. Ryan's last message was still open on her screen. Wore my navy suit. I'll be the one looking nervous by the bar. She smiled. Her stomach fluttered. Big date? The driver asked. That obvious? It's Valentine's Day, you're going to a fancy restaurant, and you've checked your makeup in your phone camera 4 times, the driver said with a small smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. I've been there. First date, actually, Maya admitted. We met on Hinge. He seems really great. They always do, the driver said, her voice edged with something sharp enough to make Maya pause. Bad experiences? You could say that, the driver replied, changing lanes. I'm Claire, by the way. Maya. They drove in silence for a moment. Then Claire spoke again. Word of advice, she said. If he's even a little evasive about where he lives or what he does, run. If he's always busy on weekends but free on weeknights, run. If he avoids introducing you to friends or family after a month, run fast. That's very specific, Maya said carefully. Claire's hands tightened on the steering wheel. Yeah. Learned those lessons the hard way. The restaurant came into view, its blue awning glowing against the February night. Maya's nerves kicked into overdrive. She could already imagine Ryan standing up when he saw her, the nervous smile he'd joked about, the easy conversation they'd been saving for tonight. Claire pulled up to the curb. Good luck in there. I hope he's one of the good ones. Thanks, Maya said, pushing open the door. She stepped onto the sidewalk, smoothed her dress, and walked toward the entrance. She stopped cold. Through Rosewood's floor-to-ceiling windows, she saw Ryan. He was standing at the bar in a navy suit. His arm was around another woman. For a moment, Maya's brain refused to process what she was seeing. It had to be a mistake. Someone who looked like Ryan. Someone wearing a similar suit. But the longer she stared, the more details clicked into place. The height. The posture. The dark hair with just a hint of grey at the temples. The way he leaned in when he laughed. It was him. The woman beside him wore a silver cocktail dress. She was laughing at something he'd just said, her hand resting comfortably on his chest. She looked comfortable there. Easy. Like it wasn't the first time. No, Maya whispered. No, no, no. Her hands shook as she pulled out her phone. "I'm here." "Where are you?" she typed. Inside the restaurant, Ryan's phone buzzed. Maya watched him glance down at the screen, his thumb moving as he typed a reply. His arm never left the other woman's waist. Her phone vibrated. "Running a few minutes late. Stuck in traffic. Be there soon." The lie was effortless. Casual. Practiced. The exclamation point at the end of it felt like a slap. Maya stood there on the cold sidewalk, the February air cutting through her dress, watching the man she'd spent 3 weeks believing in laugh at something the other woman whispered. She felt sick in a way that had nothing to do with nerves. "You okay, hun?" Claire called from the driver's seat. The passenger window slid down. "You look like you've seen a ghost." Maya couldn't find her voice. She lifted her hand and pointed through the glass, toward Ryan, toward the woman at his side. Claire leaned over to look. Her entire body went rigid. "Oh my God. You know him?" Maya asked, her voice hollow. Claire stared at the man inside the restaurant. "That's my husband." Time seemed to collapse inward. The noise of traffic faded. The cold air burned Maya's lungs. "Your husband?" she repeated. "Ryan Sullivan," Claire said flatly. 36. McKinsey consultant. Married for 7 years. Her voice sounded mechanical, like she was reciting facts she'd memorized against her will. "That son of a bitch is my husband." "He told me he was divorced," Maya said. "He told you?" Claire snapped her head toward her. "Wait. Were you supposed to meet him tonight?" Maya nodded. Claire let out a sharp, humorless laugh. "That's perfect. I'm literally Ubering my husband's date to his Valentine's dinner." "I didn't know," Maya said quickly. "I swear. He said he was divorced. We've been talking for weeks. Every morning, every night." "I know," Claire said, her voice suddenly softer. "I know you didn't know. That's what he does." They both looked back at the restaurant. Ryan leaned closer to the woman in silver, whispering something that made her giggle. "That's at least date number 3, Claire said. He uses that move when he wants them to feel special." "You've seen this before." "I've suspected for 2 years, Claire said. Confirmed it 6 months ago. Hotel receipts." She swallowed. "I confronted him. He cried. Said it was a mistake. Said he loved me." "Why did you stay?" Maya asked. Claire exhaled slowly. The question hung in the car like smoke. For a moment she said nothing, her eyes still fixed on the man through the glass. When she finally spoke, her voice was barely above a whisper. "Because I believed in marriage vows. Because I thought he'd change. Because I've been with him since I was 25 and I don't know who I am without him." She laughed once, a short, broken sound. "How sad is that? I know exactly what he is, and I still don't know how to leave." Maya opened the car door and slid back into the seat. "What are you going to do?" she asked. Claire stared straight ahead. "I don't know." A long silence settled between them. Through the restaurant window, Ryan was smiling his easy smile, completely unbothered, completely unaware that 2 women sat in a parked car on the other side of that glass, looking at his life and seeing it for exactly what it was. "I should go in there," Claire said finally. "Make a scene. Throw a drink in his face. Something dramatic." "Will you?" Maya asked. Claire shook her head slowly. "No. Because then he'll know I know. And he'll just get better at hiding it." Her voice wavered. "And some messed up part of me isn't ready to blow up my entire life yet." "That makes sense," Maya said. "Even if it shouldn't." They sat there, 2 strangers bound together by the same man's lies, watching Ryan charm another woman as if nothing in the world could touch him. "Does he know you drive Uber?" Maya asked. Claire snorted. "No. He thinks I'm home watching reality TV. I started driving 6 months ago, after I found the receipts. I needed my own money." "For what?" "For when I finally leave." Claire paused. "I've saved $12,000. "That's not nothing." "It's not enough," Claire said. "Not for a lawyer and a new place. But it's a start. It has to be." Maya looked at her phone, then back at the restaurant, then at Claire. She thought about the $12,000 saved in secret. She thought about the woman beside Ryan, who had no idea yet what the night was going to cost her. She thought about herself, standing on that sidewalk 2 minutes ago, believing every word of a lie. Something hardened inside her. The shock giving way, finally, to clarity. "How organized are you?" Maya asked. Claire blinked. "What?" "I'm a freelance graphic designer. I've been drowning in admin for 2 years. Client onboarding, invoicing, social media, all of it. I keep saying I'll hire someone and I never do." Maya paused. "You clocked my lying date in under 5 minutes. You've been quietly managing your own finances behind your husband's back for 6 months. You figured out a plan when everything around you was falling apart. Those aren't small things." "I don't have experience in that," Claire said slowly. "You're organized. You're observant. And you clearly know how to keep things running when someone else isn't paying attention." Maya met her eyes. "I can pay $1,500 a week to start, while you learn the work. I'm not offering you a favor. I genuinely need the help." Claire stared at her like she'd misheard. The silence stretched between them. Outside, the city kept moving, indifferent. "Why are you doing this?" Claire asked finally. "Because he doesn't get to ruin both of our nights," Maya said. "And because I don't want you to feel stuck when you don't have to be." Claire's eyes filled with tears. She laughed shakily, the way people laugh when they've been holding something in too long. "I don't even know you." "You drove me to the worst date of my life," Maya said. "That feels like a bonding experience." After a long moment, Claire nodded. "Okay. Okay. Okay," Claire repeated. "I'll try." Maya smiled for the first time that night. "Give me your number." They exchanged phones. Ryan was still inside, still smiling, still lying. "Now," Maya said, opening her car door again, "I'm going in there." Claire's lips curled into a grin. "I was hoping you'd say that." They walked into the restaurant together, heels clicking against the marble floor. The warmth of the room hit them immediately, candlelight and wine and the low hum of a dozen Valentine's Day conversations. Ryan was still at the bar, still leaning toward the woman in silver. He was laughing at something she'd said, one hand resting on the bar, the other at the small of her back. He looked up just as they reached him. His face went still first. Then it drained of color entirely. "Claire," he said. "What are you?" "Hi, honey," Claire said pleasantly. "Traffic clear up." Ryan's eyes moved to Maya. Something shifted behind them, recognition, calculation, the quick desperate search for an explanation that wouldn't land. He found nothing. "This isn't," he started. "Isn't what, Ryan?" Claire asked. Her voice was calm in the way that a room is calm before a window blows in. "Isn't what it looks like?" The woman in the silver dress had gone very still. She looked between Claire and Maya, then back at Ryan, her smile fading as she read something in his expression that no amount of charm could cover. "And you must be," Claire turned to her. "Sorry, I'm Claire. His wife. 7 years. You." The woman's face fell open. "Your wife?" She turned on Ryan. "You told me you were separated." "Amanda," Ryan started. "Don't." Amanda picked up her glass and hurled the white wine squarely at his chest. It splashed across his navy suit in a wide arc. "I have been lied to by better men than you." She grabbed her purse. "I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening." Then, turning briefly to Claire and Maya, "For what it's worth, I'm sorry. I had no idea." She walked out with her head high. A few nearby tables had gone quiet. Someone a few seats down was pretending very hard to study the wine list. Ryan turned back to Claire, his hands rising in the familiar gesture of a man who had talked his way out of things before. "If we could just—" "I want a divorce," Claire said clearly. "I want the house. The car. And I want alimony." "Claire, please, just listen." "I've been listening for 7 years," she said. "I'm done." She turned and walked out. Maya followed, sparing Ryan one last look. He was still standing at the bar, wine dripping from his lapel, with no one left to perform for. Outside, the cold hit them both at once. Claire sucked in a shaky breath, and then laughed, a real laugh this time, startled out of her. I just did that, she said. You absolutely did, Maya said. They didn't go home. Instead, they walked 3 blocks to a small Thai restaurant, ordered far too much food, and split a bottle of wine. They talked for hours. About everything except Ryan. Claire started work the following Monday. She was good, better than good. Within weeks, she'd streamlined Maya's workflow, cleaned up client onboarding, and pitched ideas Maya had been too overwhelmed to see. She had a talent for seeing the shape of things, for knowing what was missing before anyone said it out loud. Maya suspected that was what happened when you spent years paying careful attention to someone who never paid attention back. 2 months later, Claire signed divorce papers and moved into a tiny studio apartment that felt, she told Maya, like being able to breathe for the first time in years. 6 months after that, Maya's business had doubled. They hired 2 more designers. A year later, they signed a lease on a shared office space with a window that looked out over the city. I still can't believe we met because I was driving you to your date with my husband, Claire said, shaking her head one afternoon over coffee. Worst meet-cute ever, Maya said. But best outcome. On the anniversary of that Valentine's Day, they threw a party in their new office. Maya brought her new boyfriend. Claire brought her lawyer, who had become, somewhere along the way, a genuinely good friend. Jess came too, and spent half the evening saying she'd known all along that Maya needed to skip the date and make a business partner instead. To Ryan Sullivan, Maya toasted, raising her glass. The worst thing that ever happened to us, Claire added. And the best, they said together. Sometimes the worst date gives you the person who helps you rebuild everything. If this story hit different, you already know what to do. Hit that like button, it helps more people find stories like this one. Drop a comment below, would you have gone back into that restaurant? Subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a new story. We post every week, and trust us, the next one is even wilder.